I don't know if you saw, Matt Milano and Ed Oliver, arguably two of their best defensive players in Buffalo, didn't play last week against New Orleans because they knew they had enough to be able to beat that sack of crap team who's trying to, get the number one pick. So now you have two of your best defensive players who've had 2 weeks to be able to get ready to just play in this game and be who they are. And I know that the Patriots had Ben Brown in their guard this week. Ed Oliver is going to be matched up against either Onwenu or it'll be the young kid Gibson or Brown. That's a mismatch that goes Buffalo's way. But it is interesting that Buffalo did a little bit of maintenance before they took on the Patriots at home on Sunday night.
You're changing my opinion a little bit. You're sort of making me think before I speak a little bit on some of these things about the Patriots, because I think the Patriots defense, to your point, maybe can hold up for a while against Josh Allen. I do think the Patriots can match their will with Mike Vrabel at the helm. But I do believe potentially that Buffalo defense can have some opportunities against Drake May, to your point, with those guys back. But I will say, right, and I host another Survivor podcast called Last Men Standing, and I will tell you, I hope people are on Buffalo, because I absolutely think New England can keep up with them on offense. I really think they can. I think the Patriots defense is good enough to potentially, I think they're going to have to play their best game. They're going to have to play a clean game, but they played a pretty clean game against Carolina. But your point about them playing with a lead is different, right? Buffalo, they may hang around, but can they sustain a 60-minute tight game against a tough opponent?
That's the hard part against Buffalo, because it feels like the water is pressing against the dam, and then is it going to break and just let all the water rush, or is it going to leak a little bit? And they're going to, and Buffalo's really going to have to work hard. Really slowing down James Cook is a key, as Cody just threw up in the old chat. Second in running back via yards at 401. Patriots defense third best against the rush. Some of that might be, look who they played, look at the score of the game. Just like 2 weeks ago against Pittsburgh, it was really about the turnovers. Last week the Patriots got a boost by getting something out of their special teams. And it's great it happened against Carolina, but it's bad it didn't happen against Buffalo, if you know what I mean.
Good stuff there. So after Buffalo, the Patriots, 3 straight road games here. So they go at New Orleans and at Tennessee. And while we'd like to say, oh, all right, well, even if you lose to Buffalo 2-3, you'll get back to 4-3. It's not like in the and I know you nod, right? Yeah, I'm sure they're favorites on paper now, but in the National Football League, right? You saw New Orleans give Buffalo a little bit of trouble, but your points about the defensemen are well taken, right? So it's not like a foregone conclusion, right? Could be a coaching change in Tennessee, some juice there, right? So I guess it's not a foregone conclusion that the Patriots are going to go take care of those two bottom feeding teams necessarily, but you go win at Buffalo, I got a lot of confidence that they go 3-0 on this road.
Yeah, now there you go. And I think that the solace, the blanket we can wrap ourselves in, to your point, Jay, is that there's 2 sad sacks coming up after this, so don't kind of hang your head. But if you find a way to upset Buffalo and then you get the next 2, now you can start to allow yourself to think, hey, could we maybe somehow be a factor in this division? I think it would be too big a jump too early, but get the win against Buffalo and shake them up a little bit. Because look, Jay, the purview from Buffalo has completely changed now. New England is a part of a run of teams that the Buffalo's playing where they're like, yeah, we're going to hammer these people. They get the bye last week of October, and then early November, the Chiefs go rolling into Buffalo. Now, the Chiefs already have 2 losses. So if you're Buffalo, you're thinking we're up already. We're up 2. And if we get this one, then we have the head-to-head. It's almost insurmountable. So if you're Buffalo, really, Jay, the next couple of weeks leading into that Kansas City game are really, in their minds, I think, connected to locking up the number 1 seed by the middle of the year, or at least trying to, and having all the tiebreakers against all these other good teams. So it will be interesting to see how Buffalo kind of attacks this against New England.